Hello, it's me again with another video. This time it's Undead Citadel. Let's jump right into it. So, when you start the game, you choose your play mode, set your height, and that's it. Alright, let's check the menu out. What do we have? Story mode, which is what we are going to use. Horde mode, which you will see later. Settings, achievements, unlocked items, credits, and quit. Let me give you a rundown on the settings. Under general, you can reset your height, change your play mode, change vibration, change the language. No, you can't change the language in Steam. It has to be done here. And on or off the subtitles. Under controls, you can change your grip mode, the rotation mode. I personally only play on snap and invert on turnaround. What does that mean? Well, I don't know. And I can't show you because nothing changes when it's turned on or off. Maybe it's bugged or I don't understand it. Under audio, your standard audio settings. But I can recommend to reduce the voice volume because the character talks very loud.
I curse you and all those bastard gods!
And then graphic settings. No, I will not explain what is what, but you can change a lot here. Achievements is self-explanatory. Unlocked items shows you all the items you can find in the game, and there are 80 of them. That's quite a lot, to be honest. And the credits to see who was involved in the game. Alright, let's start the game on normal. Two very important notes. First, if you are jumpy, you should prepare yourself. It is not a horror game, but I got scared multiple times. Oh shit! Holy fuck. And second, if you have a problem with flashing lights or maybe have epilepsy, be warned. At the end of the game, there is a section after you have defeated the last boss where the screen is flashing a lot and very fast.
Are you listening?
So the controls, left stick to move, right stick to turn. But you can also turn and will move, which is very annoying when you touch the touchpad on the 12 knuckles, as you can see here. And, as you have seen in the intro, I wish they would update this game and bring in some kind of option to toggle this off. You can go into nearly every building you find in the area, which is very cool, and there are also some very nice details. But first, the weapons. Every weapon has stats, weight, damage and duration. To see them, you need to press the left or right stick, depending on the hand you hold the weapon. But you can only see one stat from one weapon at a time. When your weapon gets to 0 duration, it breaks.
God damn it!
If you turn your arm, you see your HP. You can also grab nearly every item in a building. You replenish your HP by eating food or drinking a potion, but we will come to potions in a bit. To crouch, you press and hold the right A button. Let's get to the combat part. You can try to move away from the attacks, but blocking works way better. I think I don't need to explain to you how to block, but blocking staggers the enemy for a bit, which gives you a moment to hit them. When you use a blade weapon and you hit wood with enough force, you can smash the blade into the wood and it will stick there. Also, every time you grab a new weapon, you automatically unlock it in your armory. Now to the nice details. You can also light the candles and fireplaces around the whole game. I love these details. And to be honest, I found myself lighting things up a lot. Great part for the immersion. There are also two-handed weapons. That's where the weight comes in. You can only use them correctly when using both hands. I preferred one-handed weapons though. Okay, let's say you want to play with two-handed weapons. Well, let me show you how you use them correctly. Your main arm should be the one that is at the top of the sword grip, and then swing the sword with that arm. The game also has gore, but I think that is known. And to be honest, it's not heavy gore, it's like the right amount. More would be too much, less would be too little. The atmosphere in this game is really dense and intense. And the music? Well, it's not helping. You always get the sense of something is around the corner. You can store 3 weapons, 2 on your belt and 1 bow. You can also store 3 other items on the front of your belt, either a key or some potions. If you hear these sounds, that means that there's something moving on wood, so be careful. Even though I knew it, the game still got me. If you want to change the way on how you hold your weapon, for example a dagger, you can either grab them differently from the belt or from the floor. or you can throw them up in the air and catch them. You can't change the weapon stance by pressing a button. As you know, I'm using the big screen beyond, which is a OLED display, meaning black is black. But in this game, everything dark looked more blue-grayish than black. I checked everything on the headset and in-game, but I couldn't find a reason why it is like that. Kinda weird. There are also locks in the game, but nothing special. Just turn the knob in the right way. Easy and simple. But sadly you can't see the knob because you grab with your whole hand, so you have to hear and guess if you are correct. And sometimes you just can't grab at all, but that is fixed if you just go at it again. Alright, let's talk about the potions. There are 5 kinds of potions. A perception potion that slows down the time. An elixir of strength, which gives you a huge damage boost. An elixir of frost, which will make your weapon do ice damage and freezes the enemies. A molten fire bomb, which can be combined with the elixir of frost to make an ice bomb. But be careful not to hurt yourself when you use the fire bomb. And of course the good old elixir of health. When you use your bow, don't worry about the arrows. You can grab them after they're being shot. When you're lucky or very skilled, you can also deflect arrows with the sword. There's also climbing in the game, but it feels strange. Because when you drag yourself along the ivy, I guess that's ivy, you kinda get shot like a slingshot. And if you don't like heights, well, don't look down because sometimes you're climbing pretty high. When you are very low on health, your screen turns red. And if you don't get hit for a while, you replenish a bit of your health. I have to point out something. This game has the best explosions I have seen in a VR game yet. No ultra low poly pixelated mess. They are clean and nice. Well done. When you cut the enemy's leg off, they are not dead. They crawl towards you. I can recommend you to not do this because they are way harder to kill in my opinion. I said the game is not a horror game, right? And I talked about the weird color when it's dark. Well, here you can see both again. And please don't forget that I use noise cancelling headphones. So I will just let this play for a moment. One thing that is rather annoying, I would say, is that you can't holster your weapon when you hold it with 2 hands. I don't understand why. Please fix or implement that. In my opinion and experience while and after playing the game, the easiest way to kill an enemy is by just stabbing them. For enemies with big armor and helmets, just destroy their helmet and stab the face. Oh, and hitting them once is more than enough, by the way. And when you get the hang of everything and it just works, cool stuff happens.
A weapon! My kingdom for a weapon!
By the way, there is fall damage in this game, and if you die, it looks like this. And when you click play again, you will respawn at the last checkpoint. I have to admit, blocking is sometimes weird. Even though I held the sword up, I didn't block. Maybe it was not correctly held up. But if that's the case, why do I have to do that? I'm holding the sword up, it should count as a block. Not sure what's going on here, but it feels like the sound cue for the enemy munching on something never stopped. Even though everything is dead in here. Well, everything is dead anyway, but I killed it. I mean, can you even kill the dead? I'm getting off track. Something very important. Let's say you need a break from the game, or you get a phone call, or you have hot diarrhea. When you come back, prepare yourself for this. I have no idea why this is happening and why this is a thing. But this is so annoying, it's literally a slideshow. And not just on the screen while capturing it, it's also in the HMD. So either get a bucket ready or power through. Because the moment you click on resume, it's back to normal. Oh, and the button to close and call the options doesn't work right now, which is the A button on the left controller. Pretty late in the game you get new arrows. Flaming arrows. That's where for me the most difficult puzzle, if you can call it a puzzle, begins. You have to backtrack and shoot the basket with the flaming arrow. Good that I use the bow pretty often in the game, because you only have 10 arrows. Yes, you can reuse them. But if you miss all the time, you have to open and close doors with switches, which is rather annoying and is gonna take a long time. And if you have used them all and missed your target like I did here, you have to reload the game. If you're inside the tower and you are at the top of the stairs and you don't know what to do, let me show you what you need to do to continue. You need to destroy this wall here. But as always, I'm not gonna show you the boss fight and what's gonna happen. But we are not done. It's time to check out the armory. Here you can try out all the weapons you found. Yeah, well, Horde Mode, here you can choose between 3 areas. I just want to fight, so courtyard it is. The same weapons you see in the armory are here. So select your favorite or favorites, click play, leave the circle and fight. And that's it for this video. I hope you had fun, enjoyed it, got a good overview of the game, maybe even had a little laugh, and that it also gave you a clear idea of what to expect. Have you played the game or are you planning to do? Let us know in the comments. I read every single one. Thanks for being part of this journey. You are truly appreciated. Life is a battle, just like an Undead Citadel. You've got to keep swinging. No matter how many hits you take, as long as you stand back up, you are still in the fight. So keep pushing forward, trust in yourself and never stop fighting.